Hello, everybody.
Hello, DM.
Don't do this. We're going to start our English broadcast here from the Amazon booth, live from Gamescom. And we're going to be starting with our next pot of players coming out in just a little bit. But just to give you an update, we're about 7 hours into Gamescom so far. We've had a lot of talented players come through. Next up, we're going to have 4 more players plus a coach join the stage against 4 players and a coach. And I'm excited because I've already picked a team who I'm going to root for because it looks like one of them is playing Chiome. And that's all I care about.
So you've already sided with Chiome. And Brandon, can you explain to us who this new warrior is?
I mean, she checks all the boxes that I have.
That
I have
covers
boxes.
everything.
Right. First thing, girl. Right. Has to be girl. Number 2, very quick, important. Number 3, just awful disposition. Just hates everything around her. Love it. Big fan. 4, super anime.
That is very true. She does have very anime-esque moves, name as well.
And then sword. It's perfect. It's my perfect character. She's made for me. She's actually called DM in the game.
She's not, but it's okay because this definitely comes off as DM Brandon probably used to play a character named Jara in Breakaway, something very similar to Chiome as well. They're both assassin characters.
Yeah, but she uses claws, and while I like claws,
no swords here.
See, I prefer punching if anything, but no one punches just yet. We have to focus on the weapons.
Exactly. Every character so far has a weapon to their own ability that they could use to their advantage, depending on their role.
So I think we're good to start. Let's start with the blue team, which is actually pretty awesome. The entirety of the Teletubbies are joining us, starting with Tinky Winky. Tinky Winky joining the stage. Now, which one is Tinky Winky? That's the yellow one. Right?
I honestly don't even know their names, and I'm very surprised that you do.
What do you mean?
I'm very surprised that you do, but it's okay. I actually like all the names from the players that we are about to see up on this stage. Very interesting choice. It's as if they know
come on, Tinky.
that you and I are casting this game of Breakaway.
Tinky Winky, ladies and gentlemen, from the Teletubbies.
Winky. And he has blonde hair too, so I mean, if it is the yellow Teletubby, then it's perfect.
Next up, of course, is Dipsy.
Dipsy.
Hello, Dipsy. Give us a wave. Nope. All right, that's fine. Blue number 3 is going to be Lala. Lala might be the yellow one. I'm excited that I know the names.
I'm actually
I can't correlate
surprised, but it's okay. I like the brief wave. These players, you could already tell, are very eager to get onto their stations and start playing.
The 4th is going to be Poe. Come on, Poe. There it is. Oh, that says poo. That's close, though.
He's flexing. He's flexing. He's ready. You can tell that's a tank player right there.
The captain of the team is actually the baby in the sun, but today I think we're just calling him Lewis.
All right, Lewis. Thank you so much for helping our blue team, supporting them as the coach.
Lewis will be jumping out in a second. First, red one's going to be Alex. So not the Teletubbies.
No, this is not the Teletubbies. It seems like we actually have red team going pretty serious with their names.
Where did Alex come out? Did we see him?
Alex, no, he did not.
Oh, he's already sat down. We're looking at number 2. Number 2 is Waldemar.
Waldemar. Alex was very eager to start playing, so he was already sitting down there. You could see him. Give us a wave, Alex. No. Yeah, he did it brilliantly. You got it.
So we have Waldemar playing Corrin. Corrin, of course, a support character. Doesn't heal. The only non-healing support in the game, in my eyes. Next up, Zalan coming out. And this is the character. This is the player I'm rooting for the most. This is the Chiome player. My favorite character in the game currently. The newest character in the game currently.
No bias.
No, there's none. And then finally, we have Matt coming out, and he'll be playing Merrick.
Merrick being a character that I'm not very fond with. He's a very strong tank, likes to pull other opponents into him and make sure he is truly the devourer.
The blue coach coming out, Lewis, the baby. I like to think of this as he's the baby in the sun. Right? Remember the laughing baby? There he is, the laughing baby in the sun himself.
I see
all grown up.
I see it, actually.
All grown up. And then finally, the red coach, Jan. Oh, all right. A little bit dangerous.
They're all in it to win it.
So starting off, Merrick, Kyra, Rollins, Alona over on the red side. This is a very ranged-based team. Alona support, also ranged auto attacks. Kyra and Merrick, or rather Kyra and Rollins both playing from ranged as well. And then Merrick will be their sole front line and sole ability to actually hit their back line. So this is a very defensive style team, which I'm actually a really big fan of.
This is actually going to really be interesting, only because Merrick is going to basically be the distractor of the team, while everybody else, of course, Alona being the support healer that is in the game right now. You were mentioning how Kyra is Corrin is actually the only support that does not heal, but she does debuff the opposite team.
Now, game is pretty simple. There's 3 ways to win. We'll talk about the first one for now, and that's that relic you see in the middle. If that relic finds its way into the other side or either side of the base and lands in that relay right in the middle, almost looks like a lava pool, that is a guaranteed round win right away. And both players are going to be starting off going for it. Tinky immediately taking the ball and using some of his some of the ball shield. You'll see on the top, those bars will dissipate as they take damage. Tinky, however, taking damage himself, that bar getting lower and lower, and first one going down.
And I like the patience from the Kyra actually right there. You could notice that the Kyra is staying back behind the enemy lines and concentrating on getting the ball, shooting the ball out of there, and immediately taking out the team. Alex managing to find his footing back towards the enemy line, trying to recover from that health. And we have Alona already playing a very aggressive role. And I like the patience from this team. They're noticing that they have low health, so they're standing back, especially with that tank charging at them. It could be very scary.
I like this, though. Zalan actually in a perfect position to pick one off. Yeah, Dipsy's going to go down. Tinky right behind. And while Lala burns that Rollins ult, it doesn't really get too much out of it. Zalan trying to walk through, but that Ballista, the buildable from Kyra, doing so much damage, not only to the ball shield, but to the players around it. I mean, that thing is getting a lot of mileage and must be destroyed if they want any chance of controlling the left side of the map. Alex in some trouble. No, not going to find it.
Alex managed to retreat back to the relay. And actually, when you have low health and you don't have a support such as the red team at the moment, you have to find your health back towards your own base, which could actually leave you at a pretty bad position because you're not there to help out your team.
Tinky caught between a few, but well, actually, Alex was able to get some damage. He's moving forward once again, but he picks the ball up without the shield being brought in, so he winds up spinning out. It's happening repeatedly as Alex takes it through. He's only going to have one opponent. He burned his dash a little bit early, and he's walking towards that Ballista again. A huge 70 damage chunk taken off that ball shield, and the 35 will do it.
I like the choice to retreat there, noticing that Rollins is right there to cover her area of space. You have to be very wary with those buildables because those buildables definitely will take a good chunk of that shield. As you see above the relic symbol, below the timer, that is the amount of shield that you have in the game. And if you have 0, you will spin out, as you just mentioned.
Players ignoring a lot of the gold on the ground. Each one of those small gold chunks are worth 100 gold in-game. Most items costing about 800 per level on average, with scaling up a little bit higher as you get towards the higher levels. Zalan, yeah, he actually didn't go down, but winds up going right after that one. Like 2 for 1 so far. Valdemar stuck against 2. It's a 3v2. Red has advantage.
Yeah, the blue team, they were charging in unison together, and I really like that idea, especially with the tank covering down the middle just in case the relic happened to fall out of Kyra's hands.
Dipsy taking some. Not in a great position considering where he is against 3 right now. And Shiome's in there, has multiple dashes. She has a dive kick, able to really shut it down, but it's going to credit to Jara as Alex with a long-range Q snipe. Let's talk about the second way to win in Breakaway, and that's going to be territory win. Whoever side of the map this ball lands on is actually going to take a loss for that round, so it's better to be aggressive, push it forward. So if Matt can keep it on the blue side, Red will score themselves a round.
With only 40 seconds left on the clock, it is going to be very essential for each of these players to pay attention to the timer, as well as you can only tell when it's about 10 seconds left when the relic could be too far on your side, and it could possibly be too late to make a difference.
The final way to win in Breakaway is a team wipe, an ace, a deicide, whatever you might want to call it. If all 4 of your players are down at the same time, that could be the end of the round. Lala, 1 hit away. If they find it, only 30 seconds, and that's going to be the way that we end round number 1.
With that minuscule health left, I saw he was trying to retreat back to his base, but unfortunately he was a little too late in that minute.
One of the cool features is that every time that you fall, every time that you suffer at the hands of the enemy team, when you respawn, it starts off very small. And every time that happens again, it will increase and increase and increase. And you saw Tinky, 5 deaths in that round makes it very, very hard for him to respawn. Over 30 seconds we had to see in the last round. comparatively to Red Team, who not only, won the round, but they won it with a lot of kills, earning them a ton of gold, and it's going to make it very, very difficult for Blue Team to fight back. They have to play much more defensively, supporting Dipsy in the way to allow him to get that damage off from afar.
If you're going to be playing very aggressive, an item that you really want to look at is the Phoenix Ashes, which actually the respawn time is reduced in that instance.
Significantly.
So if you want to play very aggressive, as you're seeing from this team, you are going to have to concentrate on that item, which is why picking up the gold could be very essential.
But most players like to just gravitate towards that damage, especially when they're playing characters like Chiome, Jara, characters who really need high burst to be able to pick their targets off. Zalan in some trouble into the air, able to get away with that hidden jump. 100, or actually 74 left on the shield. 2 attacks is going to do it, but an ultimate will do it as well. Dipsy with a beautiful shot right down the middle.
That was a very good option in that instance. If they did not use their ultimate, then that would have actually been a relic goal.
Yeah, that would have been it. Alex, I was going to say by himself, but Chiome's able to dive in there very, very quickly. Alex trying to support on the left side. Passes, but no catch as Tinky moves through the front. Only 31 left on the shield, and that's going to be a ball drop. Oh, that's a 0 ball.
That's the pull-in that we were mentioning earlier from Merrick. He has the ability to pull in his opponents and force them to fight him in that instance. And you can take a lot of damage because of so.
Now remember, all of these buildables, the structures that are getting built, you can build 1 per round per player. And if they get removed, the person who lands the killing blow gets 200 gold. Everyone else on the team gets 100. So it's always worth it for your ranged characters to be picking them off. In this sense, for the red team, you'd be looking at Corrin for the ballistas, but otherwise, Jara and Chiome will do a lot of damage.
They're the ones that you want to not so much focus on, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to get distracted while the other possibly takes the relic to the other opposite relay.
Teletubbies on notice again as Merrick falls. Only ranged characters, and they're all standing close to the front. We're going to see a 20-second respawn for Kyra as Merrick moves forward to Poe. Poe trying to fight inside that heal, but it wears off, and now Poe alone could be in some trouble. Neither of them noticing. Zalan just going by himself.
Zalan maybe pushing towards the relay. He passes it back to Waldemar, but Waldemar is trying to... okay, I like that approach right there. Notice that he hung back behind his teammate just in case to cover him. Unfortunately, he is going to be falling right there. Waldemar retreating back, but the ballista is going to claim his life.
That's 2 kills back-to-back, not to mention one on Chiome, who was on a massive killing spree. That's why you saw so much gold spawn directly after the death. Lala in some trouble. Alex immediately credited with that one. Picks up the ball with 120 on the shield. Nice pass to the left, no catch. Dipsy low on health, but Poe uncontested so far. You'll see Waldemar, yeah, nice auto, gonna take the ball down, and Poe alone stuck by himself.
Now we have Corrin trying to round around the right side. I like the juke right there, but Poe was completely on top of Waldemar, and the team is progressing in unison, trying to take away of this regeneration shrine, Brandon. This shrine allows the ability to heal your teammate around it, but notice how the other team is a little too focused on the regenerated shrine.
Matt trying to fight forward. Alex passing backwards, 30 seconds left on the clock, and red team this time not in as good of a position considering he's trying to push it forward. Still 20 seconds. If I were blue, I'd be looking just to get a few picks. Maybe take Merrick off the map, force him back to the base, and try then to go for the ball. Zalan goes for the stealth jump, gets a lot of damage out of it. That's going to be the first kill, but there's 1 on each side. Only 7 seconds remain. Neither tank will be a part of the next fight.
The relay is so close to this boundary line. Which team is going to be able to take it? And the red team unable to proceed in throwing the ball across the boundary line, and they're able to get the territory when the blue team was so very close, but not enough.
Yeah, I think it was Lala that actually picked it up towards the end, but immediately dropped it, wasn't able to get that throw, and then eventually, he picks it up again, but it was on the other side of the map, doesn't work for him. Red now up 2-0, as we'll ride in with Alex placing, you can't do that. Traps have to be separate.
Double trap.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be very scary, and we saw right there, Jara's traps are actually invisible, which could be very helpful if you definitely have other buildables around that trap, so it forces the enemy to step on that invisible trap.
Dipsy able to escape from what looked like certain death, but I think Alex maybe have overcommitted a little bit. He goes down early. Zalan, though, possibly uncontested. Only one person needs 2. Throw off the mark to the left, and the ball inside the blue base. Chiome trying to fight through, picks up the ball, and will find the dunk for the round and the game.
I like the choice from Chiome right there. She drops the ball on purpose to prevent herself from getting hit out of it. And the moment where she found the opening, she was able to make that dunk, getting that score.
You know, this was the player I was hoping for in the beginning. Chiome wound up doing a pretty sick run, if you don't mind me saying. Multiple kills throughout the game. In fact, I would imagine MVP, yeah, 12 kills. Not to mention the relic score at the end.
The amount of gold earned between the blue and red team. Look at that difference right there. And gold really does help with your item usage and your ability to progress through the match as well.
Damage done actually not highest for Chiome, as I would have bet. It actually goes to Alex. Over on the blue team, you'll see a 5,800 from Kyra as well.
And that's kind of Kyra's job. Kyra's job is to hang around the back, take care of the buildables, and also pick off the opponents that may have a little bit of damage.
Now this is a 2 out of 3 set, so it's possible we could see a player switch. I wouldn't mind either the... I would like to see the Rollins perhaps change to a tank. I feel Kyra did her job very well. And with Alona playing as aggressive as she was, switching to Galleon in this situation might be really powerful, considering Galleon's a much more melee intrinsic healer.
Yeah, he's a tank and a support type of character, so he will be able to do the damage that you may be seeking as a player, but also able to support your team in the way they need to be supported.
Looks like we're getting ready for game number 2. Will they switch? That's the question in my mind. We're going, it looks like, back to the Shrine of Oros. A map I know now everyone is at least familiar with. Will we see a character switch? And no, they're going to stick with the Rollins. He goes right for the damage, and we'll see how it works. Let's see, Kyra starting off with armor, perhaps a bit afraid of what happened in round 1 last time between the Chiome and the Jara rush.
Seems like blue team wants to stick more to surviving as much as possible within this battleground. And
we start off immediately. Trampoline placed down. Nice damage on the shield. Perhaps a little bit early on the ultimate, but Tinky taking a lot. Zalan dashes right to the background. Uses that stealth jump to get out of there. Poe taking a lot of damage, forced back to the base. Tinky trying to trade with Matt on the left side, but recognizes he's not in a good situation, trying to buy time for his team to get to him, but they run away. Tinky trying to go 1 for 1, and I don't think it's going to work. He will be the first blood of this game.
And I like how the red team now is retreating back towards their base just in case the blue team wants to pursue head on. Notice how they're all low on health, so that's why they're going back to the relay to regenerate, since they don't have a really much of a reliable healer at the moment.
Trying to do some damage, it looks like, to the trampoline. Healing good onto Lala, but they're playing too much into this ball. I think they need to back up, because that is 3 huge damage dealers, and Chiome looks unimpressed with the damage on the return. Tipsy forced to escape from Alex and Waldemar, and they do focus on the ball, luckily for Red, but still, first one goes down. Poe maybe in some trouble. That's number 2, 1 for 1 on each side.
And look at the aggressive option from the blue team. Notice how now they're just pursuing the buildables, and they're trying to concentrate behind the enemy lines, but the red team overwhelming the Tinky right there on the right side. Tinky was trying to retreat back towards
beautiful combo too. Kept Poe in the air for quite some time. Waldemar trying to fight through, but you'll see the blessing of the sun once again healing through. Waldemar, no, can't sneak past that ballista. Is not going to have it. And now Waldemar's in a terrible position trying to get out of here. The ballista does see him, but he actually gets through it with his with his invincibility. But I was looking at Alex here, diving into 3 people alone, makes it work.
I like the Lona pass right there, seeing as she was being pretty overwhelmed right now. Lala hanging behind the structure right there as they notice that 3 opponents are hurtling towards her and she's alone.
It was great movement. Alex was juking inside of them repeatedly, and they were trying to fight her. They couldn't find the hits, and as a result, she gets back to the base for free while they still pick off someone in the front line. Tinky once again on the receiving end of a lot of damage. Ultimate burned by Matt. That Merrick ult consistently pulling people inside, but it didn't work. Tinky gets taken down. Poe in some trouble as well. Very, very low, but they're not going to commit to it. Focused on the jail. They'll get 200 gold for the player who got the last hit, and 100 per player otherwise.
Now, there's only 2 members. Okay, 2 members of the blue team right there. They were trying to fight off the red team, but I like the retreat option, especially with Alona's buildable right there, able to heal them in the right moment.
Zalan throws the ball, tries to keep the shield alive, both sitting at 100. Blessing of the Sun used perhaps a bit early, but Waldemar taking a lot of damage. Unable, though, was the blue team to commit. Teletubbies in some trouble as Poe receiving end of a huge combo from Jara. 1 hit's going to do it, but no, able to get out. Nobody fell. Actually, whoa, no. Rollins fell. How did that happen?
It was almost immediate. The team was basically a bit overwhelming at that moment, but Kyra trying to get that last shot, unfortunately missing, as the Jara right there was trying to cover her teammate, and noticing how the other team was being a little bit too distracted, manages to pick up the relic there from Alex.
Alex able to get through, still at 100 health, needs a few hits on the shield, didn't throw in time. Alex now against 2 in the background, but has Zalam with him as well. Lala trying to clear it. Ballista gonna get the kill on the right. Waldemar trying to go for the support. Slow is gonna be strong, but Poe able to back up. They'll pick up some gold, they'll heal up. Matt in some trouble as well. Zalan trying to go for the kill, burns through the shield, but that's all he's getting.
We're seeing a team battle right here. Remember, if all the teammates are down without the respawn timer helping out another teammate, then that is it, and that will be game for the opposite team.
Zalan jumping in right after Matt goes down. This time Blue looking a lot more coordinated, but it's still Alex on the front line, able to find another one. Zalan able to, it looks like, distract the team long enough. Can he get away from this one hit? He'll do it. He jumps back in. He's crazy, but he's able to get away. Dipsy doesn't go down either just yet, but he will in a second if he's not safe. Kyra doesn't really have horizontal escape, but the territory's going to do it.
I saw the blue team was really eager and trying to get that relic past the boundary line, but unfortunately that timer had just run out, and the red team is going to be able to get that territory win.
Dipsy right now, 3-3. Has the Phoenix Ashes, it looks like.
It's really interesting to see where the blue team's buildables are set. You can see the turret right behind the Sun Shrine, so it's kind of distracting for the opposite team to decide which buildable do they want to take care of first.
Right, if they go for the Shrine, then the Ballista's going to do way too much damage. If they go for the Ballista, a player can then come back, stand in the Shrine, heal themselves while still fighting, making it basically a 2v1. And as we're seeing it right here, that Ballista is tearing Matt's health bar to shreds. Lala setting up a great jail hidden right behind that wall. Possibility that people jump over to avoid the spikes can land inside of it.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Maybe when they see too many buildables, they're trying to avoid it. So you have to cover every space where you would presume where your enemy team is going to try to jump over and possibly get hit by it.
Speaking of jumping over, full combo used by Jara onto Dipsy, but a beautiful blessing of the sun coming out from Poe, able to keep Dipsy in the game. Tinky, though, overcommitted. No one to back him up. Jara credited with that kill. Alex looking for another one. Dipsy silenced and out of position. That's going to be his second. Looking on the right side, they're still continuing to Lala, and Poe gets taken down for the third, but the respawns start, and it looks like Blue will stay alive for now.
And the red team is just completely annihilating the blue. 3v1 right now on Tinky. Can Tinky retreat back towards its bro? Apparently not. He gets back to the Sunshrine. He's trying to regenerate health, and that's why Alona is such a good support character to have on your team, especially in very tough moments where you don't want to get team killed.
Sunshrine, 2 Ballistas, and a jail still up in the back line. Waldemar versus Lala going on. Looks like Lala going for a chase. I would probably avoid that a bit more. 2 more are coming, and they're both assassins. Jara sneaking in with that stealth, looking at Lala, finds it! That's gonna be a kill. Beautiful combo to take it down. Blue's down 1 person, and now we're looking at red on the aggress.
Tinky capturing the relic, but both assassins are just on Tinky right now, and he's... Okay, he manages to get out of that. I like his ability to kind of retreat back towards his teammates when he finds a really bad situation for him, and he's not really trying to pursue them, understanding that he is low on health.
Waldemar slows long enough to ensure the kill goes off. He's credited with the last hit. Another combo from Jara finds 2, and that's going to make it a major power play for red as they work towards the base. Still 3 seconds on the respawn, but no pickup. They're focusing on Poe. That should be a kill, but a 3-person sunburst at least slows them down.
And this is the difference that we're seeing amongst the red and blue team. Notice how the red team travels in groups, and if they find one person trying to contest the relic, they all gang up on him to ensure that that will be a kill.
Right here, Tinky alone once again. Lala and Dipsy didn't move up in time. He will not be able to escape from this first kill of that engagement. Still 2 down. Oh, trouble on the right side again. Lala left alone against it. 1 more hit, he'll find it, but he's into the Sunshrine and will heal up once again.
I like the juke from behind that structure right there, but notice how Matt is low on health.
Did you see Alex? He got caught in the jail in front of a Ballista.
And that is what you were mentioning. Notice how when there's that open space, you think you're safe, but you're not. And when you try to jump over it, both Ballistas are set between the Sunshrine, and eventually you will get hit by that. It can make it very difficult to get the relic on the other side relay.
Oh, this time Alex does not find that Q, that huge stun, and misses his ultimate as well. That is a sitting dumb Jara that's not going to be really able to fight for the next 5 or 6 seconds. Valdemar moving forward, trying to push Dipsy back. There's the Q again. Can he follow up? And yes, they will get it. It looks like it went to Valdemar. 2 down with 18 seconds left on the respawn. I wouldn't even worry about the territory. Go for the kills.
Yeah, there's only 2 people alive, 1 person alive now on the blue team, and that's only Alona. Notice how she's retreating back towards the buildables, just in case, but they're taking the life, and Poe goes down from the hands of Zalan.
Second round going away, 15-1 so far. I'm pretty sure the only kill, we got 3 on Dipsy, we have 1 on Lala, 1 on Poe, so it's not as dire, but you'll notice the build on Kyra. There's no damage. She's so worried about going down to the Assassins that she's gone into a massive amount of defense, which is not helping her at this stage of the game, considering what Jara and what Chiome have been able to do.
And notice how Jara, with the 11 kills, is really on top of finishing off the enemies whenever they have low health, and that is technically the role of what an assassin can do, aside from the fact that they can flank from behind the enemy lines and take care of the buildables as well, but you also don't want to stray too far off your team.
Everybody looking at Dipsy. Got a little bit too aggressive with the ball. She fights into 4, almost finding a kill. Could she find it from the sky? No.
Oh, my goodness, but that minuscule health and that perfect retreating option, she's able to hold on to her life.
Now, on the top side of your UI, you'll notice that Chiome and Korin on the right side are on fire. This means that if they get taken down, they'll be worth significantly more gold than normal. So if I were them, I'd really be looking for it. Poe taking a lot of damage onto the shield, but not herself, thanks to that Jara ult. Major healing. Ballista, 55 damage right to the shield. Ultimate from Kyra, poking out as well. Zalan maybe getting a bit over aggressive, recognizes his mistake and backs off.
Notice how he backed off. He passed the ball back to Matt. The tank instead here of having that low health whenever they're trying to run towards the enemy goal. They could be taken over relatively easy.
Matt going in against 4. Does get out with a decent amount of damage, but nobody's checking Alex. That shield takes too much damage from the double Ballista, however, and he's stuck inside the base. Gonna use the Q to get towards the left side. Ballista's aiming away on all sides, and Waldemar again stuck inside the jail, now looking at Zaldan. Alex trying to fight in inside the shield, not doing a ton of damage to him. That's a tank.
And blue team really with their strong buildables, but unfortunately their approach option with it going down the middle, they kind of seem to be splitting out. But notice Alex right here ignoring the ballistas, and he's going to make the score without anyone able to cover their relay. They're too focused on trying to get the kills and completely ignore Alex coming around the side.
I think that is the 3rd round win of this game. And that's going to, I'm pretty sure, close out the set 2-1, or 2-0. Red went completely uncontested.
Yep, uncontested, without dropping a game. And Alex going to be taking that with the damage dealt. I mean, they were on fire. They were on fire that last game. You mentioned if you take down the Jara, you would be able to get that extra gold, and the Jara was absolutely doing their job. They were able to flank on the side, ignore the ballistas, and get that last goal with the relay.
There's the red team we just saw. Chiome, of course, Jara. Jara, highest damage that game, 7,300, which puts her highest overall, as she was highest damage last game as well. It's 2 games in a row.
She's good, I told you. she's good. I mean, Chiome, also a very good assassin and a very scary force to reckon with their speed and the damage that they're able to deal with. But at the same time, you don't want to be too aggressive. We noticed a few times when Chiome or Jara were trying to be a little too aggressive, pushing in by themselves, they managed to get taken over like that.
So, are they staying?
It's out of
best
3.
Of 5?
No, it's out of 3.
It was out of 3.
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
But they don't seem to. I think we're going again. I'm not sure.
I want to go again.
No, I think they're calling it. Yeah, Red has completed their victory over the blue team. Thanks in part pretty much to everyone. That is actually the best Korin play I have seen this weekend.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, aside from maybe the people from Amazon.
Yeah.
His silences were great, his slows were great, his position of his buildables made it very hard for people to cut through certain parts of the map, and he was constantly supporting his team, not being over-aggressive, except for maybe the one time he tried to push the ball into the base like right away, but I mean, that relic is not as easy to throw as you would imagine.
Yeah, as a support character, Corrin isn't really much of a healer for your team. It's more, they're more of a debuff for the opposite team. So your positioning is very important because you don't want to die like that, especially when everyone is necessary on the battleground. You don't want to go out as if your team is eliminated. But notice how they always retreated behind their allies and made sure that they were able to cover their team when they needed to.
I think what could have maybe helped them would have been a Chiome. If they had a Chiome on the blue side chasing down that Corrin over and over and over, it would be very hard for her to ever get away because she has very little movement. Aside from her defensive move, there really isn't a way for her to get away, and she's not all that speedy.
Yes.
Whereas Corrin can dash repeatedly, stick to them, lock them down.
Corrin's best way of retreating is when she turns invisible, she's able to go through her allies and the enemies just in case she finds herself in a very bad position.
Right.
Doesn't last very long, but it is an option to retreat possibly towards an Alona's Sun Shrine to get that healing that is necessary. That's why double support sometimes could be very interesting if you're running a double support and double tank game because you have Alona's healing, you have Corrin's ability to debuff the enemy team, slow them down, and then the tanks all gang up all together. And at the same time, Alona actually does a good amount of damage from afar.
She can, but a lot of that comes down to how well can you land her basic attacks. They are, not the fastest. They're not massively powerful, but if you start getting on someone, it's very hard to peel Alona. She has the ability to teleport towards you. If you feel someone's turning around, you can just knock them away from you. Right? You can heal teammates that are near you. Your ultimate is a heal. Your buildable is a heal. But I think we're going to be getting ready for the next game in just a second. It looks like some of our players are ready to go. I think we're just setting up a little while longer.
Oh, this is the next group right here.
This would be the next group.
Oh, I saw that. This is actually really cute.
Do we see?
Red and blue?
I see that it looks like their characters have already been chosen. And who's that, Galleon main?
I love how the main is emphasized, though. And
I love Galleon.
That's actually, we didn't see Galleon in the last game, and we were mentioning him before the second game had started. Galleon being a tank and support character could be very crucial to make a difference within the game as well. If you have a Merrick and a Galleon together, it's actually terrifying.
So Galleon lacks movement, right? His ultimate will transport him a very short distance that does damage. Otherwise, he is basically a sitting duck. But he has pretty decent defense stats. He has very high damage, especially if you build him that way. And he has a very significant amount of healing. He has a small AoE around him that'll be a burst heal at spawn, and that will repeatedly tick as almost like a channel for his team. And then his defensive ability, his right click, puts him in a shell that will reduce incoming damage and heal him dramatically over the next 3 seconds.
Yep. So if he finds himself in a bad situation, regardless if you're on enemy territory, he can still bottle up into that bubble and regenerate health because even though he can still be taking damage, it's greatly reduced. So he could technically ignore it and then find his footing back towards his teammates that may want to cover him.
Who else we have? Thorgrim we didn't see last game either. Buildable, I think one of the most dramatically changing or game-changing buildables is the wall.
Yes, he's my favorite character actually
in
the game. Yeah, I love playing Thorgrim. Funny enough, because I don't play a girl, but I love Thorgrim. DM plays girls, but I digress. Thorgrim in the game, his buildable is fantastic because of the wall. The wall having 1,500 health. Let's talk about that real quick.
No, let's not.
That is so significant in the game because you are forcing your opponents to go around that wall unless they have to deal with the wall first, which if you have ballistas around it, it could be nearly impossible. Imagine that last setup, but with a wall.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Not to mention, you can block off very significant slide portions of the map where players are gaining momentum. You can stop them directly. Will we see a Psy this game as well? Okay, so no Psy. We'll have each team having a Kyra. So again, more sniping. This time it looks like we'll be going to the Dreadshore, not the Shrine of Oros.
Oh.
So the Dreadshore has a much higher ratio of buff destruction. There will be buffs that spawn throughout the map. And as you destroy them, your team gains massive buffs for a short amount of time. Kyra, the best character in the game for buff secures because long-range snipes, very high burst damage, and very quick attacks. Both teams will have one of those. We'll see Jara and Corrin rounding out the first team with Thorgrim. On the other side, it will be Galleon, Thorgrim, Kyra, and Argus. kind of the staple character of Breakaway. Argus, very fast, strong combos, and very, very hard to peel.
Yeah, he could be quite annoying. Not so much an assassin like Jara and
He's a
Kiyomi,
bruiser.
but yes, he's a bruiser, but he does have get off me options as well. So he definitely has the speed to get away, but also has the speed to catch up to you and close out your health if it's very minuscule.
I love bruiser classes. Bruiser class is usually like, I'm not going to kill you right away unless you're super squishy, but I have the ability to kill you, so you have to pay attention to me. And I have enough CC to set up for characters like Sai and Kyra, anyone else who might be doing distance from afar. Argus, generally a staple character on almost every team that's playing the game at a competitive level.
Yeah, it can be very intimidating as well, because when he does do that two-hit combo with his Q, you have to respect him. You have to respect him because when he slams you down, it deals so much damage that you have to kind of retreat. Of course, unless you are a tank that likes to build up on health, that would be extremely terrifying as well. But you did mention buffs, DM, and that is something we didn't really see being taken advantage of the last game. We didn't really see the damage buff and the health buff being used very much, and those buffs could actually make a great amount of difference within that round.
Well, last game's red team didn't have a long-range comp. Fighting for the buff that close usually results in collateral damage.
Yes.
So if a Kyra walks up, she's going to hit you with a shot into an ult. However, on the blue team, they did have a Rollins, they did have a Kyra, and they probably should have gone for the buffs. Had they had that red buff a few times, I think they would have won a few more fights.
Yeah, so now seeing this map, you're going to see on the left and right side the different types of buff that this team could get, and whether they're going to use it to their advantage or not is up to them.
I think we're almost ready to go. I think we're getting the call here. We're ready to go. Let's start out with, I think we're starting with our blue team.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, whoa, how'd you do that? Oh, you're
Oh,
amazing.
cool. That's awesome. I've never used this
I need
before.
to learn how to use spreadsheets. All right, blue starting off. We're going to start out with, it looks like Heiko. Heiko going to be playing Thorgrim, walls, CC, and more damage than you would expect.
Look at him with that cheer. Let's go, Thorgrim. No bias.
No bias. His teammate coming out, Dawn.
Playing Kyra now. Very brief, right to a point. I like it.
I like Kyra. I mean, especially with Thorgrim, like you said, ballista wall combos, very difficult to deal with. Third player, Huzel. Hello, Huzel. Give us a big wave.
Oh, no.
Right.
He's ready for the fist. He knows what Jara's about.
All right, if you're gonna play that smooth, that Jara better be on point. Final team, Leftman playing Corrin.
Shy, just like Corrin. I like it.
Red team coming out. This is your Galio main, Gaspacio. Feeling himself.
Oh, he's ready. With the jacket and everything, you could tell he seems like a very important man.
Thorgrim of red team is gonna be Matze. See, that's a Thorgrim main. That's what I want to see.
What a warrior.
His teammate, Duke. Duke's going to be playing Argus this game, a very aggressive, very speedy character. And let's round it out with DJ Oli.
With the Kyra pick as well. So double Kyras within this round.
Coach for each team, blue coach going to be Kim. Kim, if you want to jump out here, give a blue a little bit more love. Hello, Kip. And our red coach, Vika.
Shout out to the coaches.
And I thought we were going to get a shadow puppet show. That looked great for a second. I was ready.
You got a little excited. I see it though. But
all right, so there's a Thorgrim on each team, so you don't even get to be biased.
Exactly. I get to be excited, actually. Because last game, I was really looking forward to a Thorgrim. But it's okay, because you got to your Chiome. Now I get my Thorgrim.
You get two, that's not fair.
Yeah.
This first game will be set up on the Dread Shore, Breakaway's newest map, and probably my favorite right now. It's super fast, and it's very aggressive.
Yeah, because of the slides, you are able to carry your momentum downwards with your character slide, and you could just progress through the enemy buildables and get that score within the relay.
One of my favorite parts about this map is that it's very narrow and very long. And since there are a lot of obstacles, especially towards the middle, a lot of different heights and geography throughout the map, it's very melee-centric, meaning characters like Jara, Chiome, Argus get a little bit stronger on this map in comparison to characters like Kyra and Rollins, because there's a lot of obstacles in different places that you can hide yourself to ensure a little bit more safety and major rushdown.
Yeah, and juking is also a thing with those structures that really help you out, because you could be like, okay, I may be going left, but maybe I'm going right, but then your teammate comes to the right, they pass you, and in that moment when they're trying to focus you, you kind of do that jump and you toss it toward your teammate, and they're able to proceed down the middle of the structure with the relic in their hand.
All right, so are you a betting man?
A betting man?
Yeah.
I know that red team is going to take it.
Really?
Yes.
Thinking emoji.
You seem like not a betting man right now.
I like the Argus on the map, but the Jara is still here. I think blue can do it. I think blue can do it.
All right. So
Thorgrim Jara.
Unbiased though.
Thorgrim Jara. I believe in it. Left side, Huzel, the Dawn, Heiko, all building damage, and Leftman starting off with movement speed. Over on the right, you'll see damage coming out from, it looks like Argus and Kyra, but Galleon's going to go into health. Did not expect.
I like how the Thorgrim on the blue team opts to go for the more attack option, while the Thorgrim on the right team opts for that armor, wants to last a lot longer than he can already last within the battlefield.
Lots is in trouble. I think that's going to be first blood, and yeah, he's going to go down. Gaspacho fighting in the front. Heiko not dealing with DJ Oli in some trouble. One hit away. Trying to fight backwards, and that's going to be 2 already for the blue team.
We have a tank battle going on against Gaspacho and Heiko, but his teammate Duke comes to the rescue to try to help him out. Notice how he tried to opt to go for the healing regeneration right there, trying to hide into his bubble, but the Kyra manages to get the relic and pass through the side of the map. This is what you were mentioning, DM. There's so many different options for you to proceed through the enemy lines.
She's completely uncontested. One will respawn, and then Heiko in the back starts to recognize 53 still on the shield. We'll need 2 more. She throws it forward and will get contested and stolen as she goes for another throw. Interception by Heiko. He's low on health and perhaps a bit out of position. Probably should back up a bit, but no, he's going to get taken. DJ Oli going down as well. Gaspacho going down as well. 3 down. It's only Argus. Does he have his Q to dash out? 2 more hits are going to do it. 2 seconds until Thorgrim, and he's able to escape just barely on the respawn.
He had such little health yet left. He was trying to go back towards the buildable that may have been able to cover him, but he just was not fast enough. He realized it was a little too late to try to retreat.
Mirror getting taken down. Red base getting opened up. Blue team looking strong. Nice ultimate from Kyra hitting 2. Gaspacho low again. Leftman with a slow but low health. Duke trying to fight forward into Heiko. Invincibility will keep him strong for now. As we get some gold pieces on the map, DJ Oli picking up only 100 of the 300 available as he makes another attempt towards the base. Jara ultimate, decent damage. Oli has to back up. Heiko needs to back up as well. Ultimate, Ragnarok not going to find it. Throws him over his shoulder, still continues to fight, but he's low. In fact, a lot of people in blue are low, but they still managed to find 2 kills.
Now, you notice how Corian's hanging behind the allies, always trying to cover them, but at the same time, trying to be in the right position to catch the relic if it is thrown at her.
Monse chasing, still 80 damage on that shield. Should be able to keep Thorgrim up for at least a little while longer, but he throws the ball haphazardly, gets taken down, and his brother Thorgrim will find his way to Valhalla as well as another player on red getting taken down.
Notice they were still trying to contest with that low amount of health, not trying to go back towards a team relaying. That way they could regain that health that was necessary. Possibly back to Gaspacho, but Gaspacho dropping the relic. Notice how the red team now is not being as aggressive, hanging around the buildables. Very smart option.
Huzel in some trouble. Ballista from the back puts him down well below 10 health. Argus respawns from red side, trying to go for the end, and they're not going to find it there. Ball over on the left side. Both teams looking to regroup.
I like the ball toss actually towards the left side, so that way they could take advantage of the structure in the middle, so that way they could contest the opposite team while everybody else groups up together.
Throw over the shoulder again. Heiko jumping back down with the invincibility, taking a lot of damage. I don't see him escaping from this one, but a 4-man Ragnarok and a turnaround. All 4 players on red looking in the other direction. No, did not throw correctly. Did pick up the pass. Huzzle still has 100 health, but it's going to be a clean pickup and a nice shot from the back, but Kyra unable to do enough to deter red. This might be a goal. Oh, Gaspacho low, healing up, and healing up quickly. You see that heal going through.
because Argus does have low health, but it's not stopping him from proceeding through enemy territory. Gazpacho able to heal him for that minuscule health that he did have left. Okay, so red team now has low health, fighting against the blue team that has a good amount of health. They're still trying to contest with only 10 seconds left on the clock. Are they able to make the goal? It is on the enemy territory. Are they able to pick it up?
It's too late.
No,
the
it is too
not
late.
Possible. It's going to be a blue win for round 1, despite red controlling the entire time.
Whew, that was very close. They were trying to offer that team kill as they were noticing the blue team was trying to get a little aggressive.
I mixed my colors up. Red won that.
Yeah.
I said blue won that.
And blue was being very aggressive onto the enemy territory, but unfortunately, you know, they were just unable to take it.
Moss is still in the base, trying to spend some more. He's actually building into lifesteal. Recently buffed in the game, a lot more significant healing. Gazpacho low in the front already. The Dawn taking a lot of damage in the back as we look at DJ Oli trying to fight backwards. There's Ballista covering him very well. Actually, there's mirrored Ballistas on each side, laying waste to both sides. Duke able to take one out and control the left side of the map. And Gazpacho trying to fight towards the right. Big shot, 2 in a row. It only took 2 shots to kill the shield.
Yeah, and that's something we mentioned earlier within the last round, where you have to really be careful with your shield, because if you do get hit with no shield, you do spin out of control, dropping that relic and taking significant damage.
Kyra in some trouble. That's going to be another kill. Heiko could go back to the base and heal up. Huzel trying to find a sneaky way through the left side of the map, but it's not going to work. You see Duke getting pressured. Kyra only needs, we saw 2 last time, it'll be 2 again. And she actually dives right through, still 120 on the shield. Can he juke? Misses another shot, misses another shot. Ragnarok, however, will CC and lay waste.
I like that get off me option from the Kyra. Noticing they were trying to kind of get off, but also at the same time get closer to the relic. But Duke having the relic in hand, dropping because of the shield. No shield health right there. Left man managing to take back the relic. Gazpacho contesting.
He's trying to kind of swerve in and out of the fight, juking in between them to force them into a group, but they're not paying attention to him. He still goes down, and Heiko's going to go with him. 2 clean kills for the red team as they move towards the enemy base.
Yeah, 2v3 could be a very difficult team to contest, especially when the other 2 teammates are hanging around the back just in case you do end up dropping the relic.
Left side, Huzel taking damage, the Dawn as well. Mats is still standing strong. Ballista in tow. Ragnarok gonna miss. Heiko, a lot of defense, doesn't take too much damage, and should be able to get the shield off. One more hit will do it. Has control of the ball if necessary. That's in a great position, actually, on either side. Able to jump up there, but it puts either player out of position for doing so.
And you could actually tell the armor helping Duke immensely, just because of how little his health goes down. He's able to hold on to his own regardless if there is no shield health for that team.
Blue team actually winds up taking the red buff a massive damage boost, 30%. But they had low health when they got it. Kyra running all the way back, trying to get away. Heiko very low as well, needs 1 hit as he puts up the invincibility once again. But both team able to get their members out of there. Ragnarok on the left side, gonna take down Thorgrim. A 1-for-1 trade as Kyra goes down. The other Thorgrim, 1 health, and he gets taken down. Gazpacho by himself against 2, no shield, spins out. They're looking at it, 3 down, 5 seconds left to kill, but nowhere to be found as that Argus. They'll get a full team respawn.
As the blue team now concedes against the red team. I loved how the red team was able to kind of try to contest towards the enemy territory, but unfortunately with such low health, it would be very difficult to do so. And as we see right here, red team retaliating back with their own damage, and thanks to their buildables, they're able to contest the Thorgrim on the right side. Notice how he's taking a good amount of damage. He's
wow.
Oh my, that environmental kill, completely knocking them out of the arena.
And before that, we saw a beautiful play by the Argus, using his ultimate to lock down someone in place directly against the Ballista for extra combo damage. Gazpacho gonna lose that shield, but they're able to fight on the blue side of the map. A chance for Red to close out a second territory win. They've already picked off 1. They're looking for another. Huzel, though, uncontested. And I think, yeah, he'll have 1 opponent moving forward with a 28 shield. 10 seconds left on the clock.
I like the choice to try to hang back, noticing the time on the clock. They want to stay alive as much as possible, try to get the ball across the boundary.
Nice pickup. Matzi trying to throw it forward. 1, it's going to do it, and we're tied up 1-1.
All right, DM.
Looking at damage.
You're about to get your wish right here. You did tell me that it's very doable, and you're absolutely right.
Look at the builds. Kyra, level 4 damage. Jara, level 4 damage. Over on the right side, Argus has gone into, it looks like Armor Pen. Armor Pen only really effective against characters with armors. In this case, Thorgrim, and it looks like Corin. Otherwise, that really doesn't have an effect. Most characters in this game start with a zero-sum armor pool.
Yeah, and Argus is actually one of those.
The Dawn? I mean, he will have to fight through at least one opponent, plus there's 5 buildables in that base, at least one of which is going to be a Ballista. She has one opponent in the base, and she chooses to let it go as she notices the team starting to regroup around her. She takes right back to the back line. Beautiful ultimate again, right through the group, but it's not enough to deter. Jara falls down too quickly. They continue fighting forward. The Kyra on the enemy side a little bit stronger. Still going forth, and look at this Ballista damage. It just won't stop.
Sometimes that's why you have to be very wary of the buildables and how much damage they do. And if it really does make a difference, you really want to focus on taking those out. And that is something that Kyra is able to do with her ability to shoot from afar.
Leftman, Huzel, both chasing. Now, they didn't see Huzel. When you see that ethereal shroud surrounding Jara, that means that it's going to be stealth. They can't see, no one will be able to see her unless she activates an ability or attacks, or I think it's 7 seconds wears off.
And when she does get hit as well. Sometimes if she gets too close, when she gets too close to someone, she does go detect.
Right. I think they need to be within almost melee range for 3 seconds. Heiko taking a lot. Already 2 people down on the blue side. Red with a major rush this time. Gazpacho inside that shield. Heiko trying to fight forward. It looks like red team's regroup here might be strong enough to win, but a respawn from Jara will put the team's favor back into blue if she can get there fast enough.
I like the pass from Gazpacho to Duke.
Needs at least one more. Shield getting lower on red. Won't be able to push that in very quickly. They're focusing a lot of damage into the Storgrim. To Dawn spacing himself perfectly. Invincibility, though, 1 hit away. That throw is not what he needed. Duke does not have any movement and will be going down. There's nowhere to go.
No teammates to rely on as well. Matze just was trying to contest with while his Thorgrim was over there, but unfortunately a little too late. He does have the movement, though, to pass on this relic to Gazpacho. Gazpacho now proceeding through. There's 3 red teammates side by side trying to cover each other for the passes as well.
Perhaps a bit over-aggressive. Blue continues to fight. Jara in the back line, trying to go for a kill. Doesn't get her ultimate off. Just falls off the map and winds up going down. Heiko getting focused on by 3. Will his teammates able to regroup? I don't know if they'll be here in time.
Duke taking the relic.
Full shield.
Dadon hanging behind the relay.
Wow.
Manages to take out that shield with the ability to just drop the relic and spin out of control.
Heiko 1 hit away. Gazpacho misses 2 in a row. Thorgrim able to survive and get back into his base. Going back in, throw, not caught, and will go right back in, 2-1.
Great score there. Notice the jump into throw at that very moment, very crucial.
Right on the edge. Just barely making into that center point of the relay. And we're on our possible final round, as red only needs 1 more to score. You'll see multiple level 4 heroic items coming out on the right side. Left, looking a little less purple. 6 versus 3 on heroic items, and there is a very significant difference. Normally, 1 item will cost around 800 and will continue in that cost until level 4. Level 4 spiking up to usually well over 2,000 gold before you can finish it up, but it grants you not only the gaining passive, like damage increasing 10 per level, but a massive passive bonus as well.
Yeah, that hero
Heiko,
level
uncontested. Does he get the? He doesn't need the throw. He threw it too
Oh,
far.
no, he throws it a little too far, and that would have been able to be the point at the right time. Notice how but they get it anyway.
Well,
Corn
that was quick.
there. Yeah, I mean, Corn was there to cover the missed throw at that very moment, and they're able to pass it into the relay.
You know, I entered a tournament for this game. It's a bunch of streamers, and back, in December, we had only lost about 7 rounds throughout the whole tournament, and every single round loss was because we weren't keeping our eye on the relic. It just winds up in the base sometimes.
That's why it's so important to understand and look at the mini-map on your right side. And that is also why flankers, such as assassins, could be very unusual to contest with overall, because they could be the ones that are actually passing the relic towards the enemy goal, and you just won't see them.
Mira taking a lot. They're trying to burn down, but look, Gazpacho on the right side. He will fight into at least... Actually, I don't think they see him. Okay.
The Jara is definitely there to cover him.
They got him.
Not
They got
too
him.
late.
I was worried for a second it was going to be a run back of the same thing. Huzel gets taken down inside of his own base. Leftman going down as well. One hit. One hit. They're focusing more on the ball, not paying attention. Wall not going to help. Actually does wind up blocking.
Help. It manages to bounce back the relic. The relic setting back just a little bit. Blue team unable to spawn just in time though.
Big damage coming across, but it looks like Korin has respawned. DJ Oli on the left side. A lot of damage. Trying to jump away. Blue gains control of the ball. Honestly, I probably just would have tried to rush down. DJ Oli, big ultimate through the middle, but Matze in some trouble. 2 going down, 3 going down.
There's only one more left from the red team, and this is the last game. They're unable to contest them. Oh, that was so close. Duke managing to retreat back at the perfect time.
That was it.
And it was it, but he managed to make it back towards his team as his team respawned. And I honestly would want to say that the item that really granted that speed buff helped him out immensely there.
Blue team not paying attention on the overcommit have put themselves in a terrible position as every one of them at critical health and everyone at red team close to flawless. Right side, red getting the red buff, an increase of 30% to their damage pools as they work towards their base to heal up. Eiko by himself trying to fight DJ Oli. Left side, Matze, nope, not going to get too much. See those shields really building up now. Blue trying to get out of the base, throws it up into a precarious position, and Blue able to clear it completely. Leftman in some trouble on the top ramp, and he's going to go down for a 16-second respawn.
And that's a lot of time within this game with only 2 minutes left. Duke managing to take the relic from Huzel. Spaccio 2v1ing this Jara, but notice how the Jara retreats back, understanding that this is definitely a fight that they cannot win by themselves, turning invisible, trying to avoid them. Very smart option, trying to retreat back to their allies. Gazpacho now carrying the relic down towards the left side. It's okay that he drops it. He does have another teammate with him.
Oh, DJ Oli on the left taking a lot. In fact, going pretty much down to critical health. Huzel, very squishy Jara as well. 1 hit away. She's going to be the first one to go down in this engagement. Shield gets broken on the right side. Hard to push the ball in. 0-sum, 1 shot, double damage, 154. Snipe from the Dawn. Gonna find it and clear up a little bit of this mess in front of the base. Matze trying to fight forward. Heiko with a 2-man Ragnarok as Matze maybe in some trouble, a bit more than he can chew.
And I like how Dodon's holding back. Notice how Dodon now is on fire. Perfect positioning from Dodon and capturing the relic, proceeding through the structures, avoiding Gazpacho, and having to face off Duke very soon if they aren't able to manage to get away from Gazpacho, but they managed to do it. Now they're going off towards the left side, passing the buff. Left man, I like the juke. Huzel's right there, trying to cover him, just in case. Notice the trap in the middle. That is Jara's trap. It does turn invisible once you see it, visible for just a short amount of time.
Oh, big shot from Kyra. DJ Oli, 1 hit. Leftman going up the left side. DJ Oli already taken down. Ragnarok gonna burn the shield. Leftman not gonna do anything. Duke trying to clear the ball. 30 seconds left on the clock as they fight towards double ballista. Possibly huge damage, and Leftman no able to escape, but they still lose their Jara, their highest damage dealer at this point.
2 men down on blue team. Only 9 seconds left for Jara to respawn.
The buildables.
17 from Kyra Korin.
Kyra trying to fight alone. Matze with 10 seconds left throws the ball over. It's just barely on the enemy side. Heiko, possible Ragnarok for a knockoff. Kyra able to maybe pick this ball up. Oh. A huge ult from the enemy. Kyra, 1 second remains and it will go down for red.
That was so close, and all because of the respawn timer. Notice how you mentioned earlier, DM, that respawn timer continues to go up the more you die. But we have the MVP here, Gazpacho.
Damage. It looks like 45,000 for blue, actually putting up way more. Kyra was the #1 at 19,000 damage done to Dawn. Still the winner in my heart.
The Dawn was doing a fantastic job, honestly. Their positioning on the map was great. They were able to hold back, and notice when they saw the relic and the perfect opportunity to grab the relic, they were able to grab it and try to find their way around the structure so that way they could pass it to the opposite team. But unfortunately, it just was not enough.
But remember, this is a best of 3. We're going to be changing our map from the Dreadshore to Atala Prime, a much more wide open map. And if you thought Kyra was doing well before, this is her map.
Yeah, it definitely is. And the platforms that you're seeing on the right side go up and down. There's like 2 of them within the map where you're able to actually juke out your opponents while also being on top of there. They're forcing your other opponents to see, oh, okay, they're up on here. Are they going to proceed through this way to get to our relay, or are they going to jump down? And if you have teammates hanging around that area, you could pass the ball where you're going to force them to have to follow the relic to prevent themselves from getting a little too lost.
Now, I don't want to see any character switches. Normally, I'm a big fan of like playing your opponent, not the game, right? You always want to make sure that you're playing against, you know, switching up your strategies. But in this sense, I think both teams really had a claim to that win. Small adjustments in play is what's going to change things for the blue team. More focus on buildable damage. I want to see Dodon really take these things out.
I mean, we went to Game 5. It was very close. And you and I were talking about, you know, placing your bets. And honestly, we're seeing.
Hey, our bet's not over.
Yeah.
What do we bet?
I think I said my bet on the red team. And then you're like, I think blue team could do it.
No, I meant in money, like 30,000.
Oh, no, we didn't say any money.
40,000.
2,000 coins on the map right now.
So game 1 has begun. We're going to be switching our camera right over to that in just a second. There we go.
And as you saw Gazpacho holding onto the relic, passing around the side, putting down their own turret just in case to cover the relic right there that was placed on purpose.
Dodon trying to fight forward. I want to see him throw this away and take that fight. Duke, one hit. He'll be the first blood of the game. Left side mirror going to be taken down, and DJ Oli alone moving the relic up the right side.
This is what we're talking about, using the platforms to their advantage on getting that elevated space across by the team, avoiding the other team. They are going to, but they get the goal at the right time, regardless of them falling down with the relic in hand.
Do we give the assist to the enemy Thorgrim here as he threw it closer to the end, closer to the relay?
I can see the Thorgrim's attempt was probably to knock the relic out of their hands, but you have to pay attention to the shield. That's very crucial whenever you see the enemy pursuing your relay with the relic. You have to understand how many shots is it going to take for that shield to go down so that way they can spin on the control, get that extra damage, and drop the relic.
For scoring, you do get a bonus amount of gold at the end of the round. So DJ Oli, you can see level 2 damage, level 1 armor pen. I would have probably liked to see 3 damage right away just to really get that burst in there on some of the squishier characters. But, I mean, hey, armor pen never hurts, especially considering with Thorgrim being as tanky as he is. The ball looks like 35 damage left on that relic shield. 7 as blue works their way towards again, but no, it gets blown up too easily. 7 left again, gets taken down. Looking for a pass, possible throw. No, didn't throw it quickly enough.
Yeah,
Wait.
Ollie was right there to cover him.
And Red will clear, still 120, no trouble. 2 people behind as that ballista starts dealing some more damage. Kyra on that left side of the map has dealt a little bit too much damage. Heiko almost alone here, but that ballista cleans him up. This is what I was saying. We need to see ballistas getting taken out.
Yeah, ignoring the buildables, I get it. Sometimes they can act like mosquitoes, but it's just not. It's a significant mosquito that can actually make you drop the relic and break your shield. Notice how both of these teams right now have very low shield within their relics, so any hit right now could take out that relic and drop it in an instance.
There was another ballista kill. DJ Oli credited with another kill. Morgan gets taken down. Left side, extra damage. I don't know, can Argus escape from this? Yeah, they're gonna turn, strangely enough, to the Thorgrim, and it's not gonna work. Huzel respawns and takes out Matza. Inside the base, DJ Oli looking for a pass, but the shield gets destroyed and Galleon out of position.
And with low health, Gazpacho is out as Dukes is by himself on enemy lines. I like the throw of the relic positioning right there from blue team, understanding that they're trying to get it to the opposite side as fast as possible while also taking out the enemy.
Speaking of taking out, that health buff had spawned, and it looks like will be given to the blue buff a 30% health gain for all members for the next 45 seconds. Huzel not going to work his way inside. Oh, and takes huge amounts of damage from that ballista. 140 on the swing. That's another kill for Red as DJ Oli starts working his way back towards the other side. We saw him score once already, but this time maybe not as lucky. Heiko throws the other, used the shield effectively, but still gets taken down. A now 1v3. They actually could have ended the game there if they were paying attention to the time. I don't know.
They rather go for the more traditional way of making the goal and passing the relic and concentrating on that. But notice how there's only 2 members here fighting this battle and so close to their own spawn. The red team is going to be hit by that Thorgrim Q.
I like that Huzel used the stealth and immediately turns back to start healing. Of course, you can buy not only in between rounds, but during the round. Duke in some trouble. Shield gets blown away once again as Huzel trying to move forward. Slight movement speed decrease with the relic. Ragnarok hits 2. Does it keep him alive? Q misses from Huzel. Matza tries to fight into 2. Heiko versus Oli on the right side. Oli, few hits on the backtrack. One more will do it.
Uzo manages to meet up with Gaspacho, and that is it. Gaspacho covering Uzo at that moment because of the ballistas.
3 down. Only to Dawn. He was able to pick off one. It's a 1v2. And then I think, wow, Gaspacho trying to take that 10-second advantage, but between Galleon and Thorgrim, that's not really kill potential. Can they block it out? 3 seconds on the Corrin spawn. She's focusing on the wrong target. Misses on the throw. Airball completely. Trying to walk it in. Dawn uncontested on the run and will clear the base. 20 seconds on the clock.
And Dawn was lasting for quite some time there, noticing how Dawn was the only teammate left within the blue team, so managing to hang back behind the relay to catch that relic instead of getting that team kill and allowing the opposite team to take the win.
Massive damage on both sides. Blue sneaks it over the line. Red trying to fight back, sneaks it back over the line. 2 seconds, and that's going to be the round, and that one's going to red.
I like the attempt there, but unfortunately it was not enough. Uzo was trying to get the relic onto the other side of the territory in that last 2 seconds.
Look at the Dawn, though. 5-0-6, the only player right now without a death. Heiko starts this round with over 4,500 gold and at level 4 damage for Kyra.
Kyras are on fire for both these teams, actually. Notice how DJ Ollie has 5 kills, only 2 deaths, but 2 assists at the same time. But Dawn, honestly, great positioning and awareness of the game and the character itself.
Gaspacho taking a lot. 2 hits will do it. Nope, inside that shell. Not going to be able to kill him there. Using his ultimate to get away. Huzel alone. Mats sees it. DJ Oli ready to cover as well. Jukes back towards the left side. Can he juke back through? No, they're going to burn the shield. A 4-man grouping, a possible Ragnarok for... Nope, they're not going to do it. A little bit too late. However, we do see Gaspacho go down. And we see another go down. Looks like Matza. DJ Oli sending some damage in, but Dawn takes the challenge. Both players swinging away. Duke going to walk into his eye line. A possible stun? No, doesn't get it.
Dawn retreating back with very minuscule health at the same time. Understanding that this is not a battle that they want to pick with these 3 players.
Dawn taking the ball, clearing it towards the right side. Double mirror here, going to be very hard to burn through that side. But then again, that's what Kyra can do. She can take those mirrors down from range. Knockdown. Duke still controlling the ball, but drops it. And a big-time win for Red as they find 2 kills back-to-back on both Kyra and Jara.
And Heiko, understanding that this is what his priority right now is the relic, trying to take care of that shield from the red team. Manages to get the relic once again, but notice how in the back Gaspacho hanging around the enemy's base, trying to clear out the other people coming in now.
Heiko, I think, a bit too over-aggressive, but Jara able to pray for his sins and cleanse him of them as he's able to escape, get back to the base and heal up. Still getting chased, but he reduces. Left side, still doing some damage as Duke will find the ball to clear. And 2 kills for the blue team so far. You'll see Duke kind of keeping this a little bit closer towards his side behind these mirrors, but Dawn smartly finally taking out these buildables.
That's something that Kyra is very good at doing, and noticing how Dawn was on fire before they had died. Now the opposite team is going to be able to get those extra coins because of eliminating Dawn.
Uzo full shield. 1 more hit will do it. Ragnarok not going to burn it. She dropped it quickly enough. Heiko in there doesn't find the hit on the shield, but they still drop it thanks to Dawn. Moving towards the left side once again. 20 health, so many ballistas. We got to see that Kyra take them out, or it's just going to be curtains every time they go in there.
Yeah, again, you can't ignore those buildables. Sometimes those buildables really make it or break it if you could make that relic go or not, or whether it will end up being a territory win.
3 people down. Dawn left by himself, but already works his way back to the base. Will heal up. I still think only one death for Dawn, and a lot of gold spent. A possible end to this game and this set if Red can find a way through this defense. Gaspacho healing up against 3. Ball trying to be cleared, and we're approaching that 1 minute. Remember, whichever side of the map the ball's on, that is a win for the other team.
Duke making his way up to the right side of the enemy relay. Unfortunately, dropping the relic.
Oh, stuck inside that trap. Moss is in trouble. But Dawn doesn't take the kill opportunity. Still 48 seconds left on the clock. I think he might be in trouble. Wait, massive damage on DJ Oli. And wow, yeah, I think he's going to get the kill.
Wow, that was so intense that the game couldn't handle it. It was insane. That territory win that we were about to see, but unfortunately, just was not enough.
I think the Dawn had not only that kill, but one more in front of him as well.
Yeah, they wanted to go for the relic territory, though. You could see the desperation at that moment. The Dawn really actually performing immensely well within their team, constantly on fire. I saw them on fire actually for like the last 2 rounds. It wasn't until the 3rd round where they stopped getting on fire and finally losing their first life.
For this one, I really expected that was going to be a 3-0 red. It seemed like they were going well, but with the way that end was going, I would assume that blue was going to take that.
Yeah, I believe so as well. But with that said, we are going to be going to break right now.
Oh, are we?
I got the... Yeah. It's...
Ever since I started using Amazon coins, it feels like I'm magically minting money. Cha-ching! It's like getting free cash to use within my favorite mobile games. I spend less and play more, taking my game to the next level with more swords, more... this thing. Milady? Now I dominate my friends with more coinfidence than ever.
Be coinstoppable with Amazon coins.
Starting August 17th, play Heroes of the Storm and get a legendary loot chest to receive 4 in-game items with at least 1 guaranteed legendary. Twitch Prime is included with your Prime Video membership. You'll get skins, characters, boosts, and free games. Ad-free viewing. Crown yourself with a chat badge or royalty. Support your favorite streamer with a channel subscription included with your paid membership. Try Twitch Prime with a 7-day free trial and claim your loot today.
Leute. Zeit, schnell zu spielen und schnell zu gewinnen. Werde eins mit dir, werde eins mit deinem Warrior. Zeit, gemeinsam den Sieg an sich zu reißen. Spiel, als schaue die Welt zu, denn das wird sie. Garantiert. Zeit für 4 gegen 4 Chaos, wenn sich 2 Teams um den Ball schlagen und wo sich alles in nur 4 Minuten entscheidet. Wobei, ihr schafft das in 3. Also macht euch bereit zum Spiel, um das Match zu...
And, well, I think Blue has started with a small advantage as they're continuing forward.
And here we are. You see the blue team really catching their footing this time with a good coordination against the red team. We were seeing him from within the last game. The red team was able to basically triumph against the blue team, but not that by much.
Huzel in a bit over his head, but his team actually finds a kill on the respawn. Not really sure how they were able to work that around. Jara able to escape, and Kyra, the first blood of this game, she goes down pretty quickly.
The Dawn recognizing a bad situation when it's called for. Notice how the Dawn retreats back whenever she's less than half health. Very good option, but Heiko trying to contest Duke with the double Thorgrim, and Heiko is going to be taking it over. The other Thorgrim and Argus from the enemy team is going to try to contest it, unfortunately.
Mate was
his life.
Maybe a second away from having this game go completely south for him. Left side, Huzel getting a little bit lower. He actually winds up taking the ball. Very aggressive play, and he's gonna, well, yeah, he's gonna pay for it. He's done.
I like how Duke is now rounding around the right corner with Gazpacho, able to hold it down in the front for that catch. But Heiko recognizing the area effect from his Q and knocking everybody back, dropping the relic as well.
Duke put himself in a pretty precarious situation, but doesn't seem to mind too much. Left side. Looks like, oh, this is Oli. Throws it right over the wall, but unfortunately, none of his teammates were there to catch it.
Heiko getting the relic and pursuing now back towards the enemy base. He's going to be hit by that buildable, and we were mentioning earlier how the Gyros weren't really focusing the buildables and how important it is, even though there may be a wall right there. Duke is trying to contest the opposite Thorgrim. Heiko recognizing that he really wants that payback, but he's going to make sure he does not get it.
Heiko trying to still fight forward. The ball gets dropped repeatedly, only 2 health on the shield, not going to do much there. Heiko again out of position, that should be a death, but no, they don't commit to it quickly enough. The Dawn sitting by himself, finally looking at that buildable on the left side. Mirror doing some damage to Huzel. That is a red mirror, but unfortunately for red, they don't find the relic run, but they do get another kill on Tajara. That's a 20-second respawn.
Gazpacho now contesting straight down the middle, dropping the ball, but Kyra coming around from the back, getting the relic, being very patient, waiting for the battle to commence around her team.
Another kill. Jar though, instant respawn this time. Kyra maybe in a bit of trouble. Look at the Dawn, stuck between 3. Nice double jump out of there. Not out of the woods just yet. Good roll through, and Gazpacho probably should have canceled his shield. Leftman doesn't pick up the ball in time. Huzel, however, able to clear it. 40 seconds left on the clock.
The Dawn was trying to get the relic at the perfect time. Gazpacho almost throwing the relic into the enemy relay, but not enough. The enemy's blue team, actually in particular, was right there at the perfect time. Leftman now pursuing the right side of the map, trying to contest Duke, but it isn't going to be enough. Duke now with minuscule health. He does have Argus right there to cover him just in case. Gazpacho now meeting up with his team.
Trouble. 48 left on the shield, 28 left on the shield, but he's continuing to clear. Didn't throw fast enough. 101 on this one, and I don't think the Dawn will be stopped. Blue team gonna take the win here.
Not yet. Gazpacho was right there trying to contest, but with the timer running out, that territory win is going to be going to blue team once again. And you can tell they're very on top of their territory wins and understanding that, yes, the buildables may be there to be a little bit of a nuisance, but they're ignoring it and still trying very hard to be as aggressive as possible.
The Dawn with 22,000 damage dealt so far.
The Dawn is, again, we've established the Dawn is definitely a good mindset when it comes to positioning and understanding of where Kyra really excels behind their ally lines.
I think that's going to bring us to 1-1 in the set, meaning whoever wins this final game on what could be Atala Prime. Are we running this again? I wonder. Now, I'm not sure if red team gets to pick. If they do, if it's their counter pick, I would probably pick the Shrine of Oros, the third map in this set, because the first game, I don't feel that they were winning convincingly. I thought they just kind of won. Second game, obviously, didn't go their way. Third round, Shrine of Oros, that's going to give so much room for all of these very large AoEs that they've been doing to go off, and a little bit less room for characters like Jara to run around and do crazy stuff.
Exactly. No, we were also establishing how Kyra does exceptionally well on Atala Prime. So if they do want to try to run it back to this map in particular, the snipers are going to be able to excel mostly. And the Kyra on the blue team was just doing a fantastic job at being able to set the positioning right and understand when an enemy needs to be picked off with minuscule health, but also understanding where the relic needs to be and when the perfect time to drop it is.
All right, you see on both sides, the coaches kind of sitting with their teams, trying to get them into shape. I think a lot of what's being said is, hey, you know those ballistas that keep killing you? Let me tell you about these guns you guys have.
And not to include, there's a Thorgrim on each team, so those walls with the ballistas, we were talking about this strategy earlier, and it could be quite annoying to get that relic towards the opposite side when you're constantly being picked at, your shield that is, with those ballistics and having to find your way around the wall at the same time.
You'll see Vika here, talking to Cioli. I'm sorry, no, that's, why am I drawing a blank? I shouldn't be. Gazpacho.
Mm-hmm.
All right, third game will be once again on Atala Prime. So no switch. I thought for a second we'd see the Shrine of Oros. It's not going to be. It's going to be once again Atala Prime. We're riding with Huzel as they go immediately for the relic on all sides.
Gazpacho taking that relic immediately, passing it back to their teammate. I like how Gazpacho doesn't want to play overly aggressive by just running down the enemy line with the relic in hand, instead opting to hang around their allies, but getting slowed down thanks to that buildable.
Poor Oli took 3 ultimates. Started off with Jara, then he got slammed into the Ragnarok, and as he hit the ground, Kyra with that perfect aim shot just takes him completely off. Heiko a bit over-aggressive there with not a massive amount of shield. And it's going to be a return kill as Jara gets taken out. That was unexpected.
Yeah, Jara had a low amount of health, and we were mentioning how the assassins are technically squishies in the game, and they could get overwhelmed quite easily. But the Dawn...
For real?
Yes, for real, with that juking dunk. Notice how the ball gets thrown up and just falls right into the relay. It's like, oh, you think you got me, but you really didn't.
Wow. This guy, Tadon, I mean, this is really the player that we should all be looking at the end of every round. Able to buy 2 levels of damage that round. No one else even at, actually one person's at level 2, DJ Oli on the right side. Jara, let's see, where's she at? She actually decided to go for a lifesteal, perhaps thinking she's a bit squishier. Running in, and of course we're riding with the Dawn. Look at that damage so early on.
Nice retreating option, allowing Huzel to get the relic first.
Duke, unpressured for now. Team regrouping. One on the other side, trying to just draw as much away as possible. Beautiful stun. Huzel, big damage on Gazpacho. Gazpacho's gonna have to use his defensive ability soon.
I like the wait there from Duke, actually. I like how he was hanging around the platform, waiting for the perfect opportunity to throw the relic on top of the platform to force the team to focus on that area first. But unfortunately, the blue team recognizing the situation and taking care of the relic first. The red team regrouping here. Notice how DJ Ollie now is with his team. I like how now they're traveling in groups rather than trying to fight each other off one-on-one.
Almost uncontested, but 0 shield left for the red team. Oh, he dashes through it. You have to pick it up. Remember, it is a button press. Heiko getting a bit lower, sitting about 1/3 of his health. He can back up and heal. It looks like he's going to choose to do so. Not uncontested just yet. Kyra ult not going to find the mark. Ragnarok for damage. Left side to Dawn alone until Masa sniffs it out. 3 more shots will get the kill. She can't find anything. Nice juking by Argus.
Duke now finally reaching to the platform of his dreams. You saw him trying to go for that a lot earlier. He meets with Heiko, doesn't want to fight that Thorgrim Ditto, so the Dawn grabs the relic this time, passing it back towards the red team. Gazpacho managing to find the relic, but the Dawn catching it once again. You could already tell the Dawn has a great awareness with positioning, not only for their character, but for the relic as well. Traveling towards the right side, passing Gazpacho, passing back towards her team. Heiko managing to get the relic. I like the positioning of this relic here.
Huzel, 61. No, not going to find it. In fact, takes a lot of damage. Duke, however, doesn't really have any movement, unable to lock down that kill. No kills in this engagement just yet, but the Dawn getting very low. That's a very big pickup for the red team. This is their chance to push it, but Leftman not letting him do it for free, pushes the ball back towards the middle. He might go down for that one. 2 more hits will do it. 1 more hit, and there he goes. DJ Oli credited with the kill.
Blue allies managed to respawn on a perfect time as their buildables are dealing a good amount of damage to the red team. And again, you can't ignore those buildables. Notice how Mate just lost so much health because of that throughout that relay. Heiko managing to get the relic, but spins out of control. There is no shield for that relic. You have to keep an eye on the bar below the timer.
Speaking of the timer, we're getting closer to that 1 minute mark, which means that territory win needs to start becoming a bigger part of people's tactics and strategies. Right now, I would say blue team has a small advantage in damage, but otherwise, defense, control, that all belongs to red. Mata working it back over, still 50 seconds on the clock. Let's focus on the ball, more on damage as we see blue team getting a lot, but they separate in an awkward way, and 2 of them go down early. The Dawn in the back line trying to put down enough damage to save Heiko. Heiko not with a lot of movement speed, able to walk away. Ballista puts Gazpacho in a weird spot. 1 hit will do it. Dawn not able to find it. Heiko against 2. Heiko not paying attention to the ball. Able to get it right from the back. Dawn once again the savior with 30 seconds left on the clock and 2 respawns coming at you.
Dawn thinking that that was going to be it, Dawn, but finally getting the relic, and with only 18 seconds left on the clock,
2 down.
2 down.
3 down.
And there's only 1.
Leftman doesn't notice.
Left, DJ Ollie gets wiped out by Heiko, and that is a team wipe.
You always got to pay attention to your UI. Leftman almost let that round kind of fall away. Granted, he probably would have had the territory win either way, but it still works him towards their 2nd victory of this round, putting the red team and what I think I said 30,000 euros on the line, because Vicky's about to owe me 30,000 euros.
But let's look at this Kyra on the red team.
Don't change the subject.
DJ Oli with that hero level attack that deals so much.
How is he the only one? How does the Dawn not have 3 heroic level items right now?
The Dawn may be on fire, but the Dawn may want to be saving those coins for something else. We don't really know what's up the Dawn's sleeve, but Gazpacho holding onto the relic, passing it to the Dawn, understanding when it's time to drop the relic as 3 of the blue team members are completely trying to annihilate him. He uses his self-regeneration at the right time, although he's still taking a good amount of damage, and that is it. The Dawn wipes Gazpacho out. Duke now trying to get back to the relic, using his Q to knock them out, and red team is just being very aggressive at this very moment.
I really like the Ragnarok sending Huzel into the Ballista, locking them there for extra damage. Only 10, doesn't get the invincible dash there, so that shield pops very, very quickly. And Torin not in the greatest spot. Yeah, gonna get taken down. I think that was expected. The left side, though, we are seeing a red rush once again.
Now, I'll try to go for the right platform, unfortunately, but Jara right there to stun him at the right time, but he still has the relic in hand, meeting Leftman up that platform, dropping the relic on the perfect area where you could possibly drop the relic. Now, with the red team still grouped up together, they're completely trying to annihilate Leftman as he tries to retreat back towards his relay for that health.
Trying to place the wall on the stairs to block it off. Huzel able to turn. 1 hit on Ollie. Can he find it? Ollie using the shield. And yeah, he's gonna get taken down. Actually, no, that was the Dawn.
That was the Dawn. Ollie managed to save himself with that brief amount of health while trying to retreat back to his own relay. But this allows the blue team now to try to pursue as much as possible. But Heiko is gonna get overwhelmed by Gazpacho and Duke.
Heiko's still fighting. Not gonna be able to kill through that. No way. Not a Thorgrim. Left side, DJ Oli trying to work his way towards the base. And we'll see an increase in shields here in just a second. Wow, already blown up. DJ Oli alone, and Dawn choosing to clear the ball instead of fight once again. I want to see him use that damage more. It's why he built it. The Duke alone. 83 still left on it. Nice juking. Doesn't take an obvious path, able to get past a lot of extra damage. But 14, yeah, that one's going to blow up.
And you're doing a 4v1, it could be pretty difficult, but Mate covering his teammate with the relic, but not noticing that the Dawn now has the relic as the Dawn tries to pursue the enemy relay.
pretty much everyone on red right now is looking real close. Will he go off?
No, not yet. But Hustle
Oh,
calls
no.
off that environmental kill. You have to understand that that Q does send everyone around you.
Duke's getting pushed away. Nice shield break. They needed that. Heiko very low, looking for a possible kill. Not going to find it, and will likely go down. That's going to leave only one person left. No, he's able to get back into the base. Oh, zero-sum shield. Throwing from afar, a little bit over. He's fighting for his life here, trying to find a way back in and just barely gets it. 19 health left on the shield, and Red keeps their dream alive.
Getting that dunk right at the end right there. Notice Galleon dunking the relic, and with a dance to celebrate.
2-1 still for blue. Heroic damage finally on the left side and for 2 players, but look at the right gold spend. 5 heroic items already online, including 2 damage, a health, and then of course that ever-present armor on Thorgrim.
You're contesting 5 heroic items versus 2 on the opposite side, and you're gonna see the difference on what items could really do for your team and how it could help you progress the relic through the opposite relay. But as you see right here, Gazpacho, once again, always taking the initiative and catching the relic first and trying to get it as far into the enemy lines as possible. But Puzzle taking advantage of Jara's speed, catching the relic and passing it back towards enemy lines.
Beautiful ult by Gazpacho, catches 2 in the back. Unfortunately, none of his teammates ready to follow up. Matza diving in. Nice jump, auto cancel into Q. Decent damage. Matza doing a lot as well. Leftman taking a lot. Both players going to have to retreat. You see Matza going towards his base as well. Heiko passing back to Dodon. Dodon going towards the left side, drops the ball, looks for the kill. 2 shots to the dome, and it's going to find another one.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. Dodon recognizing when the right moment to drop the relic is very important, because
Nice
that
shot.
way Dodon is able to get the kill that is necessary to progress the relic through enemy lines. And you know, that wall could sometimes be a double-edged sword, because if you're trying to find the relic onto the opposite side, you can find yourself stuck between the wall as well.
Both bases completely covered in walls, but there's a big difference, and that's that the red base really hasn't been touched too much. Both wins so far have been a team wipe and a territory win, so it's been hard for them to clear out that base because they haven't been able to move forward. Oli not going to find it. Shield broken immediately. Huzel trying to fight into 3 as a very squishy Jara finds the ball and able to move it forward. Relic over half, almost over half, excuse me.
We're just seeing a team fight right here with blue team only having 2 members left, with the Thorgrim and Kyra both on fire. We're seeing the Corn respawn at the perfect time when the team needs her the most. Gazpacho trying to pass this relic through, but the shield breaks at the right time, and Dodon manages to find the relic in their hands once again, passing through the right side of the map. All right, seeing as Duke was trying to use Ragnarok to knock Dodon back, but it isn't going to be enough. They still have 94 on their shield, dropping the relic at the right time. Something more that we're seeing very often.
See, this is where Dodon really needs to focus on the buildables, because getting into this base, it's just not going to... No. Oh, okay, I was going to say.
That was very close, though. that had me clenching my heart. But DJ Ollie getting the relic back.
Dodon versus Matza in the back. Matza's going to get the 1v1, and we got a chance of soloed in the chat.
With Thorgrim being the only one alive and on fire, you could already see that that kill on Dodon is going to add in that extra coin.
Wait, with 0 shield from the back.
That jump allowing the perfect elevation to get the goal.
Look at this. Right in there. No one was able to hit the intercept in time. And suddenly, game 3, round number 5. For me, all eyes on Matz. An absolute turnaround. Build's looking great. High damage, high lifesteal, high health, meaning it's going to be very, very difficult to lock him down.
We're seeing another close game here, Brandon, and you could already notice that this is definitely not a free game for any of this team. Both of these players, all these players are now fighting for the very last round within the game.
Right side, Huzel taking the advantage. Pushes it back towards, but look at the damage from Matz, already taking a third of the health away. And another huge chunk out of Leftman.
We see Gazpacho take the relic first once again.
I don't know. Red's getting pretty aggressive. They don't have a major amount of healing. They have to be careful, but Huzel actually burns the Jara ult onto a tank, doesn't do enough damage to deter, but he's able to move the relic onto the enemy side of the map once again. Diving back, Ragnarok hitting 2. One of them, of course. No, actually, I thought it hit the shield. Shield still pristine at 180.
I like the duking from Dukes. This is something that we're seeing very often from Duke in general. He has ability to actually force his opponents to focus him mostly while also having the relic in hand to pass to the right teammate is crazy. But now we're seeing just in a massive team battle as Duke finds the relic again and DJ Ollie covering Duke from behind as we're seeing Dawn and Ollie having one of those 1v1 ditto battles.
Dawn getting the better of Oli, but unfortunately for him, the entire red team spawns. I'm not sure where Hoozle thinks that ball is going, but it's not going much farther. Relic dropped in a very safe spot, but an accidental ultimate burn from Duke will make a much harder aggression into the base.
DJ Ollie dropping the relic into the enemy base at the right time, but unfortunately it's going to cost him his life as the Dawn now has the relic in hand, and with a 2v2 this could go either way, but the blue team ends up trying to retreat as Gazpacho now has the relic, opts to go for the healing right there on enemy lines. Kind of risky at the same time now as Puzzle is trying to proceed with the relic.
Right side, Duke gonna take some damage from Heiko. Shield only at 34 for red, which means it's gonna break. Heiko trying to move back. Gazpacho a bit out of position, gets silenced, but not enough damage to really deter. Hoozle has to go back to the base to heal up. And you'll see Gazpacho with a very small shield continually trying to fight, but the Dawn just handling his business, man.
You can see left man falling once again. But with that respawn buff, only 5 seconds to come back. But Gazpacho once again proceeding through enemy lines, but he is gonna fall. And that buildable really helping out the blue team, something that the Cairo really wants to focus from afar. We were talking about that earlier as those buildables do build up in damage, following up with its own name.
Gazpacho got to be careful. Health getting very, very low on that side. Two fighting into Heiko. DJ Oli, once again, probably going to throw the ball and start doing some damage. No, is he going to just go for it? But almost full shield, still at 94. Going for it.
Oh, but he falls into the invisible Jaro trap. And now that it's visible, it's a perfect opportunity to take it out. But they're going to ignore it for now. Puzzle, now with the relic, they're going to want to focus the relic as much as possible. Something that Gazpacho has been doing throughout this entire game.
Matsi once again going on to Leftman. Leftman getting chunked, but able to get away from that one. We'll walk up to the base to heal. 40 seconds on the clock as Heiko puts himself way past the halfway point. Not going to be able to get away completely. Should probably throw this ball away. There it goes. And maybe retreat back, get some health back. There's one more major engagement before this game and set end. Matsu overcommitting, gets taken down by the ultimate by Dawn. A little bit of damage to Hustle. He's going to go 1 for 1 as Leftman. Possibly, no. By the way, look at the respawn timer to the timer. Matza is out of here. Jara will be back up at only 15 seconds on the clock, and Heiko cannot find the pickup.
There's 10 seconds only on the clock. The Dawn now passing through the region. The Dawn is going to save this team with 4 seconds left, but Duke catches the relic once again, tries to throw it, but is unable to do it, and that is it.
Vicky, you sound way too excited for a person who just lost 30,000 euros.
You know what, DM?
I do. I know a lot of things, and I'll be able to know more with all the books I can buy.
The MVP right here is red team, Gazpacho, but the blue team really triumphing over the red team with such a close game. Those last 2 games, honestly, have just been crazy.
But it's the Dawn, 15 kills, 6 deaths, 6 assists with 17,000 damage. Just for reference, the second highest damage in that game was not even 10K.
You know, I'm going to call up my boy Dawn here, because if I want to, you know, start up a team.
Yeah, Dawn, where are you at? Dawn, give us a wave.
Dawn, give us a wave.
My man.
You the MVP, man. I'm going to call you up, all right?
My man.
Fantastic show from both teams, though, because honestly, I feel like this is the closest game that we've possibly had of the day.
Now, remember, a lot of the people that we're showing you are people that are coming up, trying the game. If you're at Gamescom, feel free to just come up. We have multiple stations open for you guys to give the game a shot. The Dawn, one of the newer players. And, you know, as a person who's been playing a while, of course, I can sit and nitpick and say, okay, he could have built this way. Okay, he could have, you know, used this buildable, take out the buildables. Yeah. But I can tell you one thing, I have never been able to shoot that good.
Yeah, no, the accuracy was fantastic, and
he didn't miss it. I never saw him miss a shot.
And he knew when to approach and when not to approach, and that's very important in this game, because if you try to commit too much, we already mentioned it. You die so many times, your respawn timer goes up and up and up. And as you saw at the very end there, how crucial it was to understand that dying so many times could actually put your team in a very bad position. he recognized that and he utilized it by not dying so
Well, that
many
was
times.
the very end.
Yeah.
Huzel had not died as many times as Mata, and even though Huzel died later in the 1-for-1 trade, he was up before the round ended, and Mata watched the game from the bleachers.
Yep, he couldn't do anything about it at that point with only 2 seconds of him being able to spawn and do something. It just wasn't enough in time. Woo, that was such a close game, honestly. That got me excited, and that is the prime example of Breakaway.
Yeah.
You saw certain teams, Duke, progressing through enemy lines, not caring about the other opponents around him, and he was able to proceed through, literally breaking away from his team and trying to get that relic goal, and understanding, yes, sometimes you can be a little greedy, because when that timer is ticking down, you want to get the relic on the opposite side from the territory win that you could potentially get.
You know, I play a lot of games. And there's always comeback mechanics, right? You have Rage in Smash Brothers, you have X Factor in Marvel vs. Capcom, Ultras in Street Fighter 4. But the Breakaway comeback mechanics are built in such a way to make the game not crazy.
Stagnant, basically.
Right? So if you lose a round, you get a little bit more gold. So that next round, you have a slight advantage. This goes all the way to round 5. At that time, both teams have won the same amount of games, which means they've earned the same amount of golds outside of kills. I love that.
Yep. And then the relic goals as well, basically informing you that there is a gift for you at the end of making that goal, aside from getting the points.
So I think our next team is ready, and starting off, it looks like we are. Are we going to go? We're going to go. We're going to go. Let's call it with the blue team. We're going to start with Pain. Pain, where are you? There he is. Round number 2, Fanta. Fanta's going to be playing Merrick for this team, tank style.
With the glasses push, I like that. he means some serious business with that anime glass push. Okay.
Blue team's third player is going to be Chad. Come on, Chad.
All right, Chad. Look how he points to the audience.
What was that on his chest? Wait, Chad, come back out. Come back to the middle. Let's give him the light again. What's that?
That's actually really cool.
That's awesome. I love that. Chad's final teammate is going to be Wes. Wes going to be playing Rollins and has an Evil Geniuses shirt. Love it.
All right, Chaz, you're scaring me. Evil Geniuses, that means you mean some real business here.
Red team going in, and our first, and I'm not going to butcher this. I'm going to get this. Yelizaveta.
Oh, okay.
Did I get it? Was I close? I'm going to call her Yelly.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Jan. There's Jan. He's going to be playing Merrick, a tank character, of course. High health, high defense, great control. Damage a little bit on the lower side, so he's going to rely on his teammates for, that heavy hitting. And, my favorite player coming in, Sokar. Why is he my favorite player?
Wow. Oh, I know why, DM. Maybe because he plays Chiyome. And once again, another representation that we haven't really been seeing often yet.
The last breath herself. And the final player from the red team is going to be Arutha. Arutha riding out the squad with another assassin, and it's going to be Jara.
Red team actually looking pretty scary with this double assassin support and tank build here. And we've already gone over how I feel about Merrick as a whole.
Well, let's go over the coaches then. Blue coach coming out, Yumiko. I agree.
DM improves.
And the red coach, Bene. Hello, Bene. Looking at each squad, so a little bit more balanced is the blue team. You have an Argus, Merrick, Jara, and Rollins. So Argus can play that bruiser, almost support style. Merrick playing that straight support style. Jara going for the pickoffs as the assassin, and then Rollins from range. Comparatively to Red, which has the support Corrin, support Merrick, and then double assassin. So no range damage really at all aside from Corrin, and that's not really who I'm looking for. So they have to go to that back line. They have to pick off that enemy Jara if they can find her, and Rollins could be a sitting duck for the entire game.
And this is going to be very interesting, seeing how the blue team opts to go more for support at the same time. And, Merrick is a character that we've seen can control a good amount of space as well as he gets to pull in allies, finish them off if they have the low amount of health. And seeing as both these teams have a Merrick, it can be very interesting to see which one is more balanced than the other, with the two support assassins coming in from behind to get that finishing kill with the damage that they're able to perform.
I want to see like armor pops, double ultimate on each other.
Oh my god.
Right? So one of the big things we didn't talk about is Corrin's ultimate is a giant AoE silence. This prevents all movements, or movement abilities, regular abilities. The only thing you can do is basic attack, walk, and jump, right? But when Corrin does that big silence and Merrick does his ultimate, it'll pull them inside and they no longer have a way out of it, which sets up beautifully for someone like Chiome to dash through everybody, do big damage with auto attacks. That's what we're going to be looking to see from that side. Of course, on the other side, range play. We're looking for Merrick to set up for those big Rollins ultimates, and then Jara to pick off any stragglers.
And can we acknowledge right now from the res team, we have that quadruple attack stack right now.
Yeah, that's a little...
You can already tell from the get-go that this red team wants to go in, and they're going to try to be as aggressive as possible, taking advantage of their kill potential as well.
Oh, it was not a Merrick, it was a Kyra. So there's no tank on the right side. Oh, wow, Corrin already getting taken down. Left side, you see Jan getting worked a little bit too. Fanta throwing the ball away right as that shield comes down. And he's stuck inside the trap. Dash through. Chiome going back to the base to heal up.
Fanta managing to catch the relic, throwing it towards the enemy base, seeing as the buildable is dealing as much damage as possible and trying to fight the buildable and three enemy teammates at the same time can be actually very difficult. As you can see now, red team is able to progress with the relic, and blue team having such low health minus the Merrick that has just respawned. It just...
Oh, Pain.
You're definitely dealing with a good...
Pain, what have you done? Both players are still alive. I don't know how. They wind up getting one, but they trade out two for it. And even though First Blood did go to the other side, it looks like Red has control as they move forward. They're going to catch into pretty much the whole team as the respawn start. Jan needs to throw that away and get on the offense.
I like that juke back, dropping the relic, kind of maneuvering themselves back and re-catching the relic around Fanta.
Speaking of Fanta, trying to clear over the halfway point, 13 on the shield, and will be able to clear the ball, make it a little bit safer for his squad. Arthura fighting into Wiz here. Wiz not getting the damage off. There he goes. Starts working that shield down. Jara continuously just going for the ball, though. And this time, this team does not have a ballista.
Which is why they're able to progress so far without having to worry as much either. But Fanta catching the relic and soon to be having to face a ballista themselves.
I think that's Corrin's third death now. Already an 18-second respawn. Sokar in a little bit of trouble. Very low health, trying to get back to the base. It looks like he will be safe. Jan and Eartha in the middle, trying to fight into one. Fanta very low, and they're chasing Jan. Still 80 health on the shield. Ultimate coming out from Argus. Decent damage and a kill on Jara.
Jan is by themselves against three of the enemy teams, seeing as Pain now knocking Jan out. Wes having the relic against Sokar. It's going to be very tricky as Wes takes so much damage. Sokar now progressing through the relic of their own, meeting up with Fanta, but they both have very low health as Chad and Pain are above the enemy lines, trying to cover the other enemies that are respawning now.
We see one going down already. Right side, two going down, both for blue team. Corrin going down as well. I think that's now the fourth death.
There's no one contesting Jan right now. There is no enemies
5
by
seconds
the line.
till respawn.
They're trying to catch up to them right now. You've noticed,
no!
The invisible trap from Jara really
it.
coming in handy. You can't see it actually, not any time whatsoever, unless it's activated in that moment and you see it and you kind of want to get rid of it. But unfortunately, as Jan thought she was safe, they were not safe whatsoever.
That was hard to watch.
Yeah, I like the opportunity. It was definitely could have been a goal, but unfortunately, that trap really helping out right there.
38-second respawn for Corrin on her 5th death of the round. Unable to, and remember, normally you're earning gold per second. That doesn't work. 3 ways to score in Breakaway. Number 1, getting that relic to the enemy relay and scoring it. Number 2, when that timer hits 0, whichever side of the map the enemy's, was able to push the ball towards, that team is gonna win. And then finally, of course, is a team wipe, which is, I think, where blue is starting to lean. 1 kill onto Jara, 4 seconds to do it if they can get it.
Oh, they're gonna be able to get it! Wow, fantastic team wipe from the blue team. And I actually want to see a respawn time reduction on the Corrin.
She needs it.
She does. She does need it. If you're going to play very aggressive as a support player, you're going to have to recognize that you need to come back to your team as fast as possible because it could be very crucial.
Look at the gold spend on the left side. Level 3 armor, level 3 damage, level 3 damage, level 3 cooldown, and then movement speed, armor pen, armor, and lifesteal all picked up as well. Looking very strong is this blue squad.
And I like how they're progressing in the middle.
Showing the damage. Payne smartly doesn't walk forward. Little did he know he would have walked into a trap. Jara, big damage, pushing back towards the siege engine. That's a kill onto the Kyra. Blue starting off strong. Might not need to go for the team wipe or the territory win.
Oh, but unfortunately falls off the stage after being pressured so much. Right there.
Sokar getting a bit lower. Forced to retreat. Fanta, very aggressive spike trap. Working towards it. And shield still at 24, a possibility, but Jan not worried about it. A lot of gold on the ground there, and a big pick-off as we see Jara go down. It looks like Sokar just picked up roughly 1,200 gold, which will result in a massive damage gain.
Now, seeing now that the buildables are actually a problem for the blue team, I like how Merrick was able to recognize that okay, so this buildable is here, I need to take care of it. And a good character that can actually do that is Rollins.
I mean, he's really the only one on this map right now that has any claim to buildable destruction. And I would like to see him go for it because they got to make sure that this doesn't end with just ballista after ballista. Chad and Fanta dropping the ball to aggress into the base once again. They're farming kills, which is actually a very viable strategy, but Rollins goes down early. Fanta diving in a bit too far. Payne joins him, but you'll see the retreat on the run.
He retreats towards the Relic with Relic in hand. I like the attempt, a very aggressive attempt, but at the same time, Payne is waiting for him right there, trying to contest another enemy on the relay, tries to cover him, but unfortunately, Fanta goes down. Payne still lingering around the enemy base. Is he going to try to retreat?
And it looks like Yelly gonna go down again. Payne credited with another kill. Characters like Argus and Jara picking up those kills makes it so hard to rush forward, and that was a big kill as well, as you see Kyra going down from on fire, able to return one onto the Jara, up and then down into the drink, nowhere to go, 3 gone, and a possibility 3 seconds to pick up the kill, but no, that trampoline will get her to safety just in time.
I was getting a little scared there because they were trying to contest the Relic with only them being alive within the team, but recognizing the situation, drops the Relic at the perfect time and retreats to get the health. Unfortunately, Arutha going down, and Jan trying to find their way just back towards the middle of the stage as the blue team
3
is
down.
just annihilated.
That's a goal.
Yep.
No!
Oh, no, but they jump a little too high and miss it, but oh, okay.
Look at this guy. He's taunting for the team wipe, getting a little gnarly. Round number 2. Looked like another, wow, those kills. 18 kills for Payne. Level 4 armor pen on the left side, no damage.
Really representing Argus for what he is, a fighter at that. Spartacus showing no mercy for Sparta.
Payne sneaking up towards the right side. We'll spot the trampoline. He should probably just work that down.
And he ignores the buildable instead of trying to destroy it, noticing how there's 2 enemies around that area, not wanting to get contested in a 2v1.
Yelly in a bit of trouble. 2 trampolines maybe could help her. She needs to jump out of there. Q not gonna get it and gets it with the shot. He's gonna switch it now to Jan. Remember last time Kyra did get on a killing spree. He wants to shut that down. Ballista, if he can get close enough to it, it won't actually target him anymore. And that's the way they're gonna take it down. Ballista destroyed, nice.
Has very minuscule health, but Fanta able to finally close it out. Fanta recognizing it being a problem the last round and finally seeing the perfect opportunity to take it down. But now, blue team with the Relic in hand, they're going to progress in unison to the relay.
They could go for this. Wes still has 140. Lot of shield health, throwing it away. Jara getting some decent damage, and wow, Jan able to clear the ball out just safely. Sokar in the base taking a lot. 2 still down. Sokar goes down inside of his own base. Healing or no healing wasn't going to be enough. Jan alone can't really suffer another death here, trying to walk away. Payne possibly going to go for it. Nice silence by Yelly. Had he not done that, that would have been a kill. Yelly looking for 1 hit onto Merrick and could not find it. Unfortunate.
And notice the cooldown right there, 15 seconds to respawn with 2 minutes on the clock. Every second counts. Fanta having such minuscule health, being slowed down by that horn area of effect.
They got Argus though. Peyton going down, that was worth a ton of gold. Merrick going as well. Red a chance to fight back here, but very quick respawns is a very low amount of deaths on the blue side.
Arutha hanging around up front just in case they need to catch the ball. But getting 2v1, Wes manages to get the relic and now passing it through enemy territory.
Wes with a long distance throw just to clear it out a little bit more. Sokar recognizing he can't take the 1v1 against a Rollins with that much damage. Right side, Jan unfortunately falls into a trap. That's an immediate kill for Chad. Left side, Sokar trying to work his way through. Can he get back into the base? Payne, 2 more hits is gonna do it. And that healing in the base, not good enough. Relic still on the left side, standing strong, but it's gonna be a team wipe, and that's all she wrote.
And a triple team wipe at that within this first round. Victory going to the blue team, and a pretty convincing victory at that.
I think unsurprising. Payne with a 21 kill run is the MVP of your game, a total of 20.7 thousand damage. We're going to be checking out the scoreboard. Let's see how much of that was Payne. Yeah, of course, 94.73 out of 21K, well over 40%.
Yeah, that he was able to close out each enemy that had minuscule health, but that is what Argus does as a fighter. He's able to deal the amount of damage perfectly, but also intimidate his opponents by them thinking, oh, is he gonna go for me? No, he's gonna go for the relic. But then when he drops the relic and he's able to close out that kill, he could progress through with his teammates hanging around them at all times.
Well, Payne throwing up a major win for our final game of the broadcast. This has been our first day at Gamescom. We'll be here all week. Make sure to stop by tomorrow. Check out the booth when we have our show match between NRG and UCI, as they'll fight to see who's the king of the current meta.
Yep.
For Vicky, I'm Brandon, and we'll see you guys in the morning. I guess that's it.